It's like, ah, that's so interesting, of course, right? When I determined, like I'm a huge proponent of knowing how and why things work. It just helps me conceptualize them. And I always love it when I hear some kind of scientific principle that reinforces what you kind of intuitively know as a trainer or something. You've been doing something for a long time and there's a reason, there's something that works a certain way and you know it, but you didn't have the scientific explanation for why. And so when we first started to talk about the hormone dopamine and that kind of thing, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. That's intense. That's so cool, right? There's all these spots. And so I love that kind of thing. So it's really interesting. And it's also, this won't mean much to you now, but as you go forward in your training, there's points in our training where negative punishment, withholding reward from a dog, it works really well to make dogs alter their behavior. The dogs will change their behavior as a result of it. It's super cool. Like, the dog makes a mistake, you say, sorry, you're not getting a reward, do that again, and they change their behavior. Like a classic example that I use all the time is jumping, right? We teach our dogs to jump. Those 2 targets I had out for my dog that I'm running back and forth, that's the beginning of a jumping thing. So they learn to go from one target to another, and then we put a jump in between the targets with no bar, and they go between the jump, and then we put a little bar, they go over that, and they back and forth. And so they learn the pattern, and then we gradually raise the jump, right? So they've been going over there, getting a reward, coming over here, getting a reward, right? Back and forth. And as we raise it, at some point they hit it. And when they hit it, we just go, oops, and we bring them back around, don't reward them, and do it again, right? So that's negative punishment. We withheld your reward because you touched the jump, right? Works like magic. It's awesome. Like, you'll see a dog hit the jump, and the next time they pick their feet up like this when they go over. Like, you're like, that's cool, right? I just had to say, I showed you what to expect and you didn't get a reward and you altered your behavior because you recognized, hey, what happened? What did I do that made me not get my reward? So negative punishment at certain stages of training can work really well. But there's a point in our training, after the dogs have been jumping for a long time and stuff, where it seems to stop working. The dogs don't care so much if they don't get the reward afterwards. And if they touch it and they don't, it doesn't alter their behavior the same way. And I'm like, what's going on there? And when you talk about dopamine and its role in behavior, it explains it beautifully. Like, in the beginning stages, the animal gets the internal reinforcement, the dopamine spike, when they recognize they're getting a reward. But once they become fluent with the behavior chain, they know what's happening. As soon as you put them up in front of the jump, they're like, I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to jump this jump. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get my reward. It's going to be freaking awesome. And they get a big dopamine spike, which internally reinforces behavior. So what they get afterwards doesn't matter. They've already been reinforced. So the fact that you withhold reward doesn't matter. Like, the dopamine spike inside actually reinforces the behavior, so they don't care. And then when you don't give them a reward, then you've introduced the concept, as Sapolsky calls it, of maybe. So the next time their dopamine spike is twice as big because they didn't get a reward the last time. So now they think they're certainly going to get one this time. And so they come back around and they're like, all right, I got it. So they don't care that they made the mistake so much anymore, because it's not the reward that's driving the behavior anymore, it's the anticipation of reward. And so at that stage, and as dog trainers, anybody that's trained for a long time goes, oh yeah, that explains that perfectly. Because you're always like, how come? How come it stops working? How come the dog altered their behavior so radically in the learning phase, but they're not altering it anymore?
Couldn't it be possible that they just have more fun jumping through and don't care?
There's all those possibilities, yeah, for sure. But you can see in the dog's attitude that's not it. Like, they know, and now they're happy to go through the whole process. And that's how we get dogs to do elaborate performances without rewards. Anticipation of reward, the possibility of reward. So the dogs are constantly being internally reinforced in anticipation of the possibility of reward. So now I'm linking multiple behaviors together, and my dog's expecting a reward and they don't get it. So next time they're like, oh, I'm getting it this time. Huge, they're flushed full of dopamine, which drives behavior and keeps them trying. They're like, yes, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, I'm certainly gonna get it, right? And it's the people at the slot machines that gamble, like I'm gonna get it, I'm certainly gonna get it now, I'm gonna get it, right? And the dogs start to have that mindset, and they'll actually try harder because it energizes them. So as that hormone levels come up, it actually drives behavior harder. And there are dogs that when they think they're gonna get a reward and they don't, they actually put in more effort, right? And I have pet theories around this too. We could talk about this for hours, but like, I have pet theories that there are certain types of dogs